morning, everyone. It is 9 o'clock. Oh, and here we go. Same as usual. 9 o'clock on Friday morning. And I've been up since Sparrows because I've got so much to do. Yesterday just disappeared in an instant. I had 1 hour at home and that was it. The rest of the time I was gone until very late. So it was just crazy. I didn't get anything done on my list that's in my head. When my head list gets too big, I put it in writing somewhere so I don't have to keep trying to think what else was there. But, you know, that's the time of year, and I recognise about this time of year, every year, I start to feel, overwhelmed is probably too strong a word for it. I feel I'll never get everything done in time. And I don't like that feeling because I'm a very organised person, methodical, and do everything that needs to be done. I don't put things off because I don't like that feeling. I don't like having things hanging over my head that need to be done. I just like to get them done. So it is just, we're all in the same boat. And it's the one thing I don't like about Christmas is this ridiculous pressure for no reason. Like, seriously, Christmas is about being together with your friends and family and just loving each other and eating and talking and playing, and the rest is all marketing. It's all marketing. Everything else to do with it is marketing. It's about acknowledging the time of year if that's what you like to celebrate, and just being kind and being together. And for me, that's all I want from Christmas. The rest is just fluff around the edges. I don't know if it's all marketing. I haven't really thought that through, but it's fluff around the edges that people make money from, and I don't think Christmas needs to be a time that people are making money out of it. I think it's really a time just to get together and just love your family and your friends. That's all. Anyway, I wasn't going to get philosophical at all, and I've done it already. I'm really sorry. I hadn't planned that. All I wanted to do was come on quickly, which I think is an impossibility for me. Just come on and say hello and show you these gorgeous girls. The reason I've dressed them like this is because now this little one is my twin bee called Pippa, and I've dressed her in this outfit because Dee from Moonbutton dressed her gorgeous Scarlet in the same outfit a few days ago, and I thought, I recognise that outfit. I'm pretty sure I've got one. It's from Next, by the way. But I couldn't remember what size I had it in, and when I found it, it was in Lottie, in Pippa's size, so she's wearing it to match Scarlet. They're not twins, obviously, they're completely different kids, but they look, this outfit is adorable, and this is the first time that Pippa's worn hers. And then I remembered that separately, I bought this set for Lottie, in her size. Now, I don't know if they were available at the same time because it's been a while since I bought both of them. And Lottie hasn't worn that one yet, I don't think. I think this is the first time. They're just very cute, simple two-piece outfits. Let me just describe them. So, Pippa's is like a white long sleeve, like a t-shirt, but there's a bit of a frill around the cuffs. On the end of the sleeves, it's just a bit of gathering, and the same around the neck, it's just gathered. And then there's a little tiny white bow that you can't see at the neck. And then appliqued on the front is a beautiful butterfly in sort of blue tones, blue and pink tones. And then I think it's the same fabric, probably the way it's done. She's got leggings that are highly floral, so not exactly the same as the butterfly, but I think the butterfly is bits from the leggings. So that's, and on the cuffs of the leggings, there's just beautiful lace, real lace, cotton lace, stitched around the bottom. So that's what her outfit is, and she has a little pink knitted bonnet on. That's a bonnet I've had for a long time. I bought it from a wonderful seller at our doll fair. She does beautiful knitting. The thing that she loves about knitting, and this is amazing, is because she loves maths so much, she loves making up the patterns, and she loves all of that. And she's a fabulous knitter. She's really neat and precise, and this is ridiculous. Excuse me, everyone. There we go. Got it, I think. maybe for 2 minutes. So I bought that bonnet for Pippa, and I bought a blue one for Jonty that's not identical. She didn't have them the same patterns, but they're both very cute bonnets. So that's in a pale pink. And then we move on to Miss Lottie, who's in the very similar outfit in that it's the same design, the white, like t-shirt material, gathered at the cuffs and gathered around the neck with a little tiny white bow that you also can't see on her at the neck. And then instead of a butterfly, she has a bunny rabbit, and it's in a you call it ditzy pattern, I think, and it's white background with tiny blue, lots of blue flowers, and you can see the inside of one of the bunny rabbit's ears, and it's pink, and the bunny rabbit has a white tail, and then her leggings are made of the same blue fabric. And they have the same lace trim. Well, it's a different lace actually, I think, just looking at it. Yeah, but similar style lace trim around the cuffs of her, around her ankles. And she's wearing a pink bonnet, which is I think it's by that brand that I love called Joha or Joha, Joha, because I love this style of bonnet. To me, it just it's European and gorgeous, and I just love it. So she's got a pink one of those, and it is a pointelle. It's got the tiny little little holes in the pattern. Yeah, it's just very sweet. So that's what they're wearing, and that's why they're wearing it. It started with Dee, and then it went, and Scarlett. Dee and Scarlett, I must acknowledge Scarlett Singers. She was the model for the outfit. And then it went to Pippa, and then I thought, aha, Lottie has something. So that's why I've brought these two girls on. I'm planning a video very soon, and it has to be on the stove, because this video is going to be for May, our beautiful darling May, who is Sharon's granddaughter. Sharon Kaminsky is the channel name, and she loves it when I put the dolls on the stove. She thinks that's really funny. So I'll set that up another time and put Lottie's outfit on that Sharon sent her, that lovely pink Veltman Brothers sleeper, all in one baby grow. So that'll be next time. Now let me see. I haven't been talking too long. I thought I might just quickly bring you up to date, maybe with the weather. Today is grey. It's going to be hot, and there's a lot of smoke in the air. Honestly, you can't see too far in the distance. When I was driving over to collect two grandchildren from school yesterday, I look across some water, and normally you can see the city buildings, but even though they're far away, you can easily see them, but they were completely, shrouded in smoke. And apparently the next few days are going to be the same. So that's pretty drastic. And the poor koalas in the south of our state, there's a lot have been, I can't say it, but anyway, just take it from me that the koalas are suffering, which is really sad. There are people looking after them as well as they can. So that's kind of the weather for today, but we've had some really dramatic weather. And let me just quickly tell you that on Monday the sun was shining, it was a clear day, it was beautiful, and the plumbers came. They arrived at 7:20. I was ready for them, the kettle was full, everything was done, and they did their work beautifully. I'm so happy. I have a beautiful new hot water tank, and I have a beautiful new pump for my rainwater tank. So it's all done. I've cleaned up everything, although when I go outside I still find little tiny bits of bright pink, probably plumber's tape, and little bits of metal here and there. But I just keep picking them up, and eventually I'll get them all. But they were very good. They took all the rubbish with them except for those little tiny bits, and it was a lovely time with them. They're just, the main plumber is called James, and his wife is a friend of one of my daughters, and he's just, I can't tell you how lovely. He's just a really decent human being, really. And it's hard to find in this world, especially when there's money to be made. You find people, I don't want to say lying to you, but definitely not always telling the truth. That's a silly thing to say, isn't it? Because they do lie, tell you something's needs to be done and costs a lot. But with James, he's just wonderful, and he wouldn't do that. And so it was not a problem having them here. I worked on the twins, and I did some computer work and stuff like that. And then not long after they'd gone, it started to rain, so the timing was perfect. There was a bit of thunder and lightning and a bit of rain, nothing major, and that was fine. And then we get to Tuesday, and Tuesday was my surgery, which went really well. I'm in minimal pain. I haven't taken any painkillers at all since the anaesthetic wore off. It was there for about 4 hours, and then it just stopped. It's not like it wore off gradually, but it just stopped. So I haven't taken any painkillers at all since then. So it's really good. I have to be very careful. Not to start the bleeding again, but I'm being careful and I'm fine. I've been eating a lot of mush, but I can manage to eat unmushy things if I make sure that it doesn't travel over to the right side of my mouth. So yeah, it's going well, and I have to go for a checkup on Monday week, which is the 9th, and she'll just double check that everything's okay, and I'll get the results of the biopsy. So yeah, so that was all good. And then my younger daughter took me and stayed with me, and afterwards she went into the fruit market and I just sat in the car, and she bought me lots of lovely soft things, which I hadn't really thought about. Well, I thought I would just manage really, but she wanted to get me some things, so that was lovely. All I could think of was bananas, so she bought me bananas, but she got lots of other things as well. And then we came home, and I just sat quietly. She made sure I was okay, and then she headed home because she actually wasn't 100% well. She'd taken the day off work because she was she didn't tell me because my children don't tell me, but when they're sick, because they don't want me to worry. But of course, you worry more if you don't know. So anyway, I could see how sick she was. The sweet child still came and helped me. Anyway, so she went home and rested, and then in the afternoon, and I had the house in cave mode with all the blinds closed because it was really hot. It was 33 degrees or something. But then all of a sudden, this massive, like I'm seriously saying massive, storm came, and it only lasted maybe 15 minutes. It had a bit of thunder and lightning, but it was the wind. It was so strong. I had an email from Joy yesterday, PE, what is her channel name? She's tricky, she changes it every now and again. It's PE and the Divinals, I think. I hope I got that right. Anyway, she was telling me that they've had some really, really strong winds as well. She's in California. And I didn't think too much about it because I was inside and I was just thinking how lucky I was that the surgery was over and it was good and all of that stuff. Anyway, I got a text from my neighbour who's down the back, so we share a back fence, to say that my giant gum tree that I've got in the back garden that has recently been pruned, to prevent any problems, because gum trees have a reputation for dropping limbs. They're called widow makers, because if they land on your head, that's it. Anyway, so I got a text from her saying that some large branches from my tree, which overhangs her garden, fell into her yard, broke a bit of our back fence that we share, just barely missed her mother. Oh my goodness, heck. Anyway, and we need to work out what to do. So I said, well, I'm not 100% at the moment, and I don't even want to look outside. I don't want to know. But, I will, we'll be in touch and sort something out, and I'll go halves on whatever it costs to fix the fence. And so that was good. And then I didn't look outside. And then the next Wednesday, I went outside, and I saw that I had a massive branch. I could barely move it because it had fallen down on some of my other plants, and so I just wanted to try and pull it off. Whoa, that was tricky. I mean, it doesn't look heavy, but timber is super heavy. Anyway, I pulled it off, so it's just lying next to the slippery dip at the moment. And today the lawnmower man's coming, so I think he will probably just have to work around it, and I'll get it chopped up. My son's father-in-law works for the SES, which is the State Emergency Services, and they've been super busy because what I'm going to tell you is that torrential wind caused so much damage, especially in the area that I live on the North Shore. It it stopped all the traffic. Trees had fallen down over the roads, crushed houses, crushed cars. It was an incredible mess. It really did. It looked like a war zone out there. Everything in my garden was just a mess. There's bark and leaves and all sorts of things all over the place. But anyway, let me just quickly get back to the SES. So my oldest son's father-in-law works for I think he's a volunteer actually for the SES. So they go out, if something lands on your roof and makes a big hole, they will come out and remove whatever it is, the branch or whatever it is that has fallen on your roof, if they can. And they'll put a tarpaulin over the top until you can get your insurance company or, a professional to come and complete the job to finish it off. So they make things safe. So, and he has a chainsaw, so I could ask my son to get him to come over and chop it all up and gradually get rid of it, through our garden recycle program. They come every week and take away any garden waste and recycle, turn it into mulch or whatever they do with it. Anyway, so it turned out to be a disaster of a day that Tuesday, and I didn't even realise. Except I did a bit later when I turned the radio on, and I could hear everyone was telling their stories of being stuck in traffic for hours, people trying to go home a different way, people in buses just getting out and walking because the buses weren't going anywhere, and oh my goodness, it was terrible. And in amongst all that, I got a text from Jen to say that, because I asked her how her kindy concert went, and she said, well, they had to postpone it because one of the trees in the yard of the kindy split in half. So they had to cancel the concert, or at least postpone it, I beg your pardon, not cancel it, still going ahead. And so they had to do that. And then she went home, and she has a big gum tree in her front garden, and it had dropped a massive limb on their roof and broken the roof. Luckily, her husband had some spare tiles, which actually I have too, at my house. It's always handy if you've got spare old, because the tiles on my roof are 94 years old, yes. So the spare ones I've got are the same age. They came off when I had an extension put at the back, and so they're just spares. Anyway, so Jen's husband fixed their holes in the roof with the spare tiles, but they have no electricity. It's been 3 days, and they haven't had any electricity. So their fridge stuff is in the neighbour's spare fridge next door, and they're getting power via a cord that's draped over the side fence. So it's pretty bad. Some people are not expected to get power back on until the end of the weekend. The electricity companies are working as fast as they can to get the trees off power lines and all of that. But of course it's not an easy job. It's not safe. They have to be careful. Anyway, so that's how bad it was, everybody. Really drastic. So I have to have another good look at my big tree and decide what to do. The back door neighbours are keen for me to remove it. I don't know. I'll talk to a tree person and see what they think. Anyway, so that's bringing you up to date with all of that with my tooth, with these two gorgeous... Oh, silly me, one big thing. The twins are almost finished. I've got... The limbs are all full. I've got all the weight sacks ready. Their hair's done and cut, and they're ready to rock and roll. I just need some time, a couple of hours, I guess, to put them together and make sure they're right, and dress them and get their layouts together so I can show you, and then I'll be back on with them. And I know I say it every time I mention those twins, I am so excited for them. I really am. But I really am, and you'll see why soon enough. So I better say goodbye now, everybody. So this for me is like, short version of a video, as if. Oh, just by the way, if you feel like it, you can write to the FTC because they're reading everything that they get, and I've written to them, and I know several other people have. And I just wrote a quick note, and I just said I'm a collector of very expensive dolls. I have a vast collection of vintage and antique dolls, and I make my videos for adults only because this is not a child's hobby. There are no children in my video. It's an adult hobby. And could they please tell us what we should be doing, because I don't want to say I'm a children's channel, because I'm not, and that would be, not true, and I don't want to do that. So could they please help us? There's a lot of us in this boat. I mean, not just doll collectors, but, people who do things with Lego, adults who show, I don't know, all sorts of things, skateboarding or, anything. Because adults like to do the same things that kids do, really, don't we? We like to look at these things and collect these things, even though children play with them. We don't necessarily play with them, but we have them. So, just keep writing to them, because I think that there is there is a third category called general, something like general viewing, and that's a fine category. We can be in that one, and it's not directed at children. We're not specifically children's channel, so I've marked my channel for adults, and I think it'll be fine. That giant fine that everybody talks about is the maximum fine, and that's for, giant companies doing the wrong thing, or giant channels, people who make a lot of money out of YouTube. It's not just for ordinary people like us. The FTC doesn't have time to, or the interest to bankrupt people. That's not what they're trying to do. Anyway, so there you go. I just talked and talked and talked. I'm so sorry. This is not a short video. This ended up being a long video, but I think I've said all I wanted to say for now, and now I have to run out the door, so I'll upload this in a few hours. I love you all so much. Everyone says that, don't they? But I do. It's just, I love being able to talk to you guys and have my friends, I know my friends are here with me listening, and it's wonderful. So special hello to Dee, because of what she dressed her little Scarlet in, gave me the idea for Pippa's outfit, and just a special hello to all of you who are here. Thank you very much for coming back to the kitchen, and I hope that you, if you're in America, that you had a lovely Thanksgiving Day. I assume it's over because it's Friday morning here, so it's probably finished for you now. Anyway, I love you all, and I really appreciate you being here. So I'll say goodbye, and I'll see you maybe with the twins next time, or maybe Lottie in her pink baby grow on the stove. We will see. Goodbye, everyone. Take care, and be kind to each other. Silly me, had to come back because I forgot to mention their little rattles that the girls are holding. I specially gave them these rattles so I could tell you about them. They're just vintage rattles. The one that Lottie's holding is a yellow plastic one. It's like a little round white head with a doll face painted on it and a yellow bonnet, and she has like a sort of a brownish coloured bow in her hair, and that brand is Plackie, Plackie. Maybe Plakie, I can't remember. And it's vintage, it's sweet. I think it's American. And then Lottie, no, I already told you about Lottie. It's hard when there's two of them. My brain can't think straight. So Pippa is holding, I don't know if you can see, yeah, in each hand you can see she's holding, in one hand it's a pink spoon, with a pink plastic spoon with a face, and it's got its original blue bow tied around it, and her other hand is holding a pink fork with a face painted on it and its original blue bow tied around it. They're just hollow. I think that's from, Hey Diddle Diddle, the cat. Oh, I better not say a rhyme. You know that rhyme anyway. Is it the spoon and the fork? The dish, it's the dish ran away with the spoon. Oh, that's right. I always think that's to do with this spoon and fork. It may not be. I don't know. Let me see if something rattles. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, so that was the fork that rattles, so I'm sure the spoon rattles too, and Lottie's rattles. But I just wanted to come on and say that because I forgot. So I'll go again, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye, everyone.